Well, after what seemed to be quite a calm race last time out in Mexico 7 days ago, we're here in Suzuka for what is definitely going to be a safety car filled absolute chaos of a race. It's round two here at UCR. My name's Casper, glad to have you all along with us. I'm here with Gary. It's a really technical track, this one.
Yes, welcome, and thank you for having me here. Yes, this is an old favourite of most F1 drivers, and should stay on the calendar permanently. I think, to be honest, even in league races, I think it should stay
Yes.
on the calendar because it is very enjoyable, very technical. First sector, absolutely great, and then you got the final sector with 130R into a very, very heavy braking zone, and yeah, it is absolutely brilliant, to
Famous
say the
line.
least.
Yeah, her famous line from Alonso being that Schumacher lifted because he's got kids going through 130R. Now, of course, actually, just a little question to you as well. Suzuka or Fuji?
Oh,
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 we're starting with the
oh,
difficult questions already. 2 minutes in.
oh! 2 minutes in, you slap me with it. Yeah, it's um,
Ooh,
be 100% honest. Suzuka all day. But
yeah.
Fuji for live action, F1 style, great, fantastic. Get it, let's get it on. You know what I mean? It's interesting because you never know what's going to happen at Suzuka, whether it's
Yeah.
weather or someone has a major accident. Now, I know we've had some bad accidents in the past and we've actually lost
Yeah.
F1 drivers at Suzuka. But it is still one of my favourites for unpredictability, um, and bits and pieces like that. So I am going to reverse this, reverse, and ask you the same question.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Don't get me wrong, I like Fuji. I follow World Endurance Championship. It's a very good circuit for that. I do, however, think that for F1, for the sake of the spectacle and for history's sake as well, I think we've got to stay at Suzuka. Um, it's the only figure eight circuit on the calendar. Adds a bit of uniqueness as well. This first sector we're looking on with Ray as he's coming through. We're going to have first laps coming through in a second. But that first sector, left, right, Sebastian Vettel famously said, there's really no racing line through there, not a proper one anyway. So everybody takes it slightly differently. And it gives moves like we saw, I think it was Tsunoda earlier this year, trying to go up the inside through there. So, you can really see, especially with the new cars, absolutely anything.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Minden's just popped in a 30 dead, a
Ooh,
130 dead.
ooh,
I
we were
just,
just... Go on.
I was just watching the end of his lap through 130R. Looked very clinical, as per. Well, not as per, but I'd expect that from Minden. To be honest, he's very clinical with his lines. Doesn't do rash turns of the wheel. He is very trustworthy in a battle as well.
Some more thing that we didn't saw that was clinical. We just came into that just as, like, whatever was happening ended up. Two of our fellow commentators, you might have heard them last night on International Paddock Extra for the SimTech race. Sam and Mike were getting into I don't quite want to call it a tussle, but it was almost contact, but it wasn't. But it was sort of, they were influencing each other's. I don't know what to quite call it. But Mike almost span fully 360, and Sam just about kept on the track through Spoon. So two good friends having at it, as you'd expect. We're looking on with Maxi. The second house not to have set a time. Bakey in 8th at the moment, 31.8. Should remind viewers that we are in a full qualifying format and a 100% race, so we'll be here for quite a little while. Ooh! Back end lockup, but he saves it.
I thought Dabboy, or whatever, however you pronounce that, was going to complete his lap, but he didn't. With Mr. Bust popping in a 1:29.7, 3/10 quicker than Minden. That's a very good lap.
Times are tumbling already. Du Bois did have problems in qualifying last time out in a 17-car field. He was one of two not to make it out, the other being Mike Wallace, if I remember correctly. So, hopefully those problems don't come up again, as we're looking at Maxi coming to the line now. No time set as yet, so 30.4 puts him in 5th place at this time in qualifying.
Oh, Willsy's just coming round 130R into the bus stop. No, I'm thinking of Spa. Into the chicane.
Well, you were racing there last night.
Yes, I was. Yes, I very much enjoyed myself with Willsy with a 28.4.
On mediums.
Yeah, he's just showing off.
Yeah, that's probably not far off from the truth as well. And here's Kieran F1 Russell going to 14th place. So the aim being it's more of a constructors championship than a drivers. So what they've tried to do is balance the teams. That's why you've got someone like Death mixed in with Mike Wallace, because one's clearly better than the other, with all due respect to Mike. So they've tried to sort of balance it out in terms of more constructors than drivers.
Ah, right. So a good driver with
A not so great driver.
Yeah, that's a nicer way of putting it. I was thinking of like having a bad driver or a novice driver, or it's so you've got an experienced driver with a novice, or someone that's trying to improve. Which is a really good way of doing it. I believe ERC used to do a similar with a fast driver. You've got to have a fast driver with a slower driver. In managers, you had a split format.
I do vaguely remember that. Yeah.
So you
also
had
helps like budgets.
Yes. So you'd have your top picks in a different colour, then you'd have your bottom picks, and you had to have one of each. You couldn't have two fast drivers or two slow drivers.
Yeah. No, I do vaguely remember that. I think I vaguely remember that for season 10.
Yes.
My first full season for ERC. And yeah, that was pretty prominent. But yeah, they're trying to focus on it being more of a constructors championship rather than a driver, so that they have to work together as well. And with also MotoGP point system, which is top 15 for anybody who doesn't quite know. It's still 25 points for a win, but then it's sort of much less peters out towards the end. It's like 1.15 to 14. And then it goes up from there.
Right, okay.
So it's
not a problem.
A little bit more, I don't want to quite call it even, but still gives the spread to as many drivers as feasibly possible.
Yeah, so you've definitely got to be in the top 15 for a shout of any type of points. So, yeah, which is brilliant. It's a good way of doing it.
And we'll see a top 15 in about 8 minutes' time.
Yes, we will. I'm just following on with Gizmo, NCIS Gizmo. And
of course,
no one seems to be hugging the inside line for the shortest distance off 130R.
Well, it is early. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you can get through 130R, staying to the left, and I know it's only like a couple of tenths or a couple of thousandths, but it's a couple of thousandths in your pocket for your lap time, and you don't shred a lot of speed. I've noticed off this new game, off the 2024 game. So yeah, I'm surprised no one's picked up on it yet. That you can
Well,
hold the inside line, kiss the curb on the way through. Don't mount it, obviously, but kiss it and just stay to the left. Because if you mount it, you're going in the wall on the right-hand side.
Don't think mounting anything in F1 is quite a good thing, either curb or car, as we've learned many a time.
To be brutally honest, the new game, it's like, for example, the first corner at Spa. You couldn't, in the 2022 and 23 game, you couldn't ride that curb. You couldn't get over it at all. You had to miss it. And
inside or outside? Inside or the exit?
The inside curb. You couldn't ride it. You had to miss it because it would unsettle your car. Last night I was all over it. I was near enough going up to like the wall.
Pretty much the wall.
Yeah. So I was skimming the wall and I was getting an absolute cracking exit down through Eau Rouge and up the hill. And it was just like, yeah, no one could keep up with me coming out that corner. And I was just like, yeah, have it. So
Gary having an absolute belting pace as always gives him a podium in the 100. I think that's 21 points in your back pocket as you head down towards 14 race calendar instead of 12.
Yes, it's gone up. So we've got 2 halves of 7 in managers and masters.
Yes.
So Papa Wallace coming through the final chicane.
Here we go, 134.0 to beat. Can he get himself anywhere near that qualifying zone? He's into 15, 32.445. That's a pretty respectable time from the elder statesman here on the grid.
Tyler. That is an awesome time. Especially with Sambo, Gizmo. Not actually... How long we got left?
We've got 5 minutes dead.
5 minutes. Because it keeps flashing up that there's an orange sector.
Yeah.
And it covers my time, so...
That's
very annoying.
That's quite. I think that's the best way to put it. I think, and it's sort of been a problem since the last game as well.
Yeah.
But Mike could easily be pushed into the drop zone now. Here comes Kieran, 18th place, goes into 13th. So Mike in the drop zone. Bakey, the Scotsman on the bubble. With a 1:31.816 in the pit lane. Gizmo's coming out as well as Normal Jinx has invalidated. Du Bois getting over his qualifying woes from 7 days ago, puts in a time for 9th place and retires happy with a 30.7.
Stelios is on a lap. A car's gone wide. A McLaren.
That's
Piastri.
Yes, Piastri. As Mr. Bus goes into 2nd place, still 8/10 off over Willsy's time in the Aston Martin, but still progress nonetheless. You don't really need to worry how high you go as long as you are in that top 15, because of course the bottom 4 in this one are going to get eliminated.
Yes. Yeah. I do like that they chop it down, but I would prefer like you go to the top 11, just chop the rest out, and then get straight on with your next one.
Yeah.
But that's just to improve quickness of these qualifying, especially on full qualies. It's a lot of time some people don't have, especially work first thing in the morning or other commitments.
Quite. I think about 4 minutes left to go. Small Girls just come out on an out lap. 12th place for the Sauber. Chronic Maze goes into 10th place, pipping Stelio to the post. George, Simtech Div 2 driver, invalidates his lap as he's trying to let what looks like the Williams of Mr. Bust come through, as he's going to be coming into the pit lane. Gizmo on a lap and Jinx on a lap as well.
He's going in Piastri's going in the pits. I believe he's ran out of fuel.
Ah,
So
well,
he had no fuel, so that's probably why he was just letting everyone through. But yeah. So
timed it pretty
Giz,
nicely then, I think,
he won't have enough time to get
to
back
come out
out,
again.
unfortunately.
Got to be careful.
Yeah, because he'll need to put new tyres on.
Ooh, jinxed a second. That was a great end to the lap there. So at least one Alpine is going to be making it through. Whether we see two, well, we'll see in a couple of minutes' time. Sam's on an out lap. Mike doesn't seem to be coming out.
No, he's still sat in the pits. Gizmo's coming around the final chicane onto the start-finish straight.
Here's Gizmo, goes to 18th place, 33.5. Suddenly puts Sambo at the very back of the grid, which round here, is that necessarily a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends which way you want to look at it, really. Minden's just retired in the pits, so well, being in 6th place, I do feel that's
Pretty safe.
pretty safe, yeah.
Pretty safe. People who are not, I would argue, are not pretty safe and have retired are in 14th and 15th. F1 Russell and F1 Piastri, who are Kieran and George respectively. Especially because Bakey's coming around now. He's going to finish his lap. He can go again if he wants to. Bakey from 16th to 15th pushes George into the drop zone.
Yeah. So Piastri is George, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so George is now out. Is Sam...
Well, Sam's the only person that can get himself out. Gizmo was almost 10 seconds slower than the first sector, so he's out in qualifying, as is Mike Wallace, because he's still in the pit lane. First sector is going to trigger just before the two Degners. We'll see what sort of time Sam's going to be putting in. He's 3/4 of a second up now. Here we go. Needs, what is that, 2 seconds? Needs 2 seconds of an improvement. We go on board with the Alpine into what a friend of mine called affectionately the Kobayashi corner.
Yep.
I think actually it was Sam as well.
Yeah. He does look a bit twitchy. His back end of the car looks a bit unstable.
Very unstable because you just spun it through spoon. And that's it.
Oh. Did we just jinx him?
Damn it, Gary. We'll invite him in the party a little bit later. We'll see if... well, he's going to be starting dead last, unless anybody gets a penalty, which, well, it did happen last week, so I'm not counting it out. Yes. I think it was Chronic Mace got a 5-spot grid drop for a collision with the boy. Who's in 10th place. But the 4 drivers coming out of qualifying are going to be George in 16th, Mike Wallace in 17th, Gizmo in 18th, and Sam in 19th place.
Yes.
Just waiting for the pit sequence to finish up with Baker Gaming. It's just coming in now. You can see just underneath the timing pylon.
Yep.
I think he's in now, so we should be seeing it shortly.
Yeah, I do feel that like if it's finished and you've come in the pits, I do feel that retiring before all that waiting would help speed things up.
Willsey tops the session. George, Mike Wallace, Gizmo and Sam all leave us here in this stage of qualifying, but they'll be back in about half an hour or whenever the rest of qualifying is done and dusted. 15 drivers, 15 minutes to set a time to get yourself into the top 10 for the final section of qualifying Q2 coming up in just a couple of seconds. Grand. All right. talk to me about this circuit, because obviously we mentioned it earlier. It was a bit technical. What sort of like your favourite parts, your least favourite parts? Where do we look?
Well, this track is technical, first sector. Second sector is, I wouldn't really say as technical, but you have spoons, so you've got to get your apexes right and carry the speed through the corner. And then for the final sector, you've got 130R plus the last chicane, which is a very heavy braking zone and quite easy. You can lock the wheels up going into that and ruin a very good lap if you're on one.
We did see also, especially from someone like, we did see it from Sam specifically, but I'm sure he's not the only driver to have done that. If you ride the curbs too much on the inside of that chicane, you can very easily lose that lap time and possibly your next as well.
Yeah, because it puts it through as you've tried manipulating track limits. So you've gained an advantage, so it kills both laps, the one that you were on and the one that you are going to do. So yeah, it's not great. I don't understand that they don't do it in real F1. So
Do they
why
not?
they do it? No, I don't think they do. But we could ask the stream if they know if that's true or not true.
Because I vaguely remember in China earlier this year there was a whole thing about that last corner.
Yeah, where you could gain a little bit of advantage.
Yeah, so I don't know if that sort of continues further on, because generally in most circuits the last corner is sort of, what's the word? You take it the wrong way, and the rest of your lap is scuppered. You're thinking, you go wide at Club at Silverstone, you're done. Same goes for like turn 10 at Austria. Catalonia goes for that as well.
I don't think it's because it's done. I believe it's because it's probably cost you time. Whereas if you lose track limits in the game, it's saying that you've got an advantage. That's why it cuts out the next lap. That's how it says. Like,
yeah. Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if the in-game FIA was better than the real-life one?
Yes. That's a sneaky way of looking at it. Yeah.
I'm not. If the FIA or any FIA representatives are listening, I'm not saying you're bad at all. I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form. No, please don't murder me. I swear.
Yes, he does.
Damn it, Gary! Oh my goodness. Right, let's get to the business of qualifying. 12 minutes to go.
I am
Maxi.
Oh, you're on Maxi.
I think Maxi's going to be the first one across the line because Willsy's just started. Here's Maxi, setting a benchmark for 30.3. As your first lap.
I was on with Man Like Ray and thought he was going to
Cross the line.
finish his time, but he didn't. And he's just dove into the pits.
Mitch goes 29.8, the man from Bracknell. Not very far from me, actually. Stelia goes into second.
Sam is in the chat.
Oh, Sam's in the chat.
He's in the chat, bless him.
Sam, if you're watching, the party's open if you want to come in for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, come in and join us, Sam.
Same goes for Mike as well.
Yes.
Or any driver who's been knocked out in qualifying. If you've got me, feel free to join. And we can have a chat. Hello, Chronic Mace. That was one way to enter that final chicane. Goodness me, trying to full Tokyo Drift it.
I'm glad you saw that.
It was absolutely stellar because under braking, the back end just fully slid out, and it did
Oh.
look like he was trying to drift into that corner. Oh my goodness! It simply looked spectacular. But Wilsey the Welshman, did he make contact with that inside wall? He puts in a 27.706 on a soft tyre, which is,
Wow.
again, 2 seconds faster than the rest of the field. Difficult to beat the Welshman, I think.
Yeah. That's an awesome lap. That's like 2 seconds clear of anyone else. That's, yeah. That's mind-bogglingly quick.
Isn't it just? Goodness me.
Small girls coming into the final chicane. Looks like a little bit of rear end locking.
Here comes Marnie up to the line. Where's she going to be? It's a 31.3, so slowest of all the cars so far. The most vulnerable it looks to be at getting knocked out here at this point in time.
Yeah, but it's only first couple of laps into it, isn't it? So it should be okay. But yeah, rear end stepping out as she was going into the final chicane, so possibly 4/10 there.
So 4/10.
Yeah, so take her into 30. 30.9.
30s, yeah, 30.9-ish.
It wasn't the cleanest of braking. Let's just put it that way. So
it's a very diplomatic way of putting that.
Well, I don't think any driver intentionally tries to get the back end stepping out of your car. I don't know how everyone else likes to drive, but I like to know that my back end of my car is in check and is not overly active. I like a really stable rear end so I can get the power down and off I go. But yeah, some drivers tend to not need that or have to have it a different way, which is completely up to them. I do not fault other people's way of driving. Everyone each to their own, effectively.
I'm just looking in the chat, and this is from a little bit earlier. When I said Willsy's going to win, I bet a tenner on it.
Oh, yeah.
If qualifying is anything to go by, it does seem pretty likely. Bish into the pits. Ooh, I think just about slows up to the time. But here's Ray coming through 130, taking a nice wide line. On exit, braking for Cassio's triangle. Ooh, again, back end steps out through there, riding the curbs. And then up to the line he comes, trying to keep it quite tight. Here comes Ray to second.
That was a good time. Considering his deployment was fully used for the lap before he got to the line.
Willsy's retired from the session as well. I don't think that's sort of in doubt with him setting in a 27.7, which is one hell of a time.
It is. I do believe he'll still be in the top 5. Give or take, if the track really ramps up towards the end of, like in the last 6.5 minutes of Q2, if it really ramps up, then yeah, he will still be in a perfectly good position. I don't think he will be worried about dropping out of the top 10.
I don't doubt that the track's going to ramp up, but is it going to ramp up by realistically 3 seconds? I think that is... I don't want to call wishful thinking, but that's a lot of time to make up purely on track rubbering up, in my opinion, at least.
Well, it's not just the track rubbing it up. You can get a tow on the way down to 130R and through 130R. You can get a tow down the main straight, which will give you, I think, 5/10.
Half a second there.
Yeah, so you could improve a little bit, which is decent, but you've still got the tier 1 drivers or division 1 drivers that possibly still have the potential to pull something out of the bag. I don't want to, well, because I missed last week, so I don't know people's paces, so I am trying to be optimistic, and think that the tier 1 drivers or division 1 drivers are close in pace wise.
It's across the board. It's generally pretty close. It's not too far, sort of. It's all sort of relatively close-ish. There's obviously a couple outliers here and there with damage and all that sort of stuff factored in, but at least last week there was plenty of action, plenty of quite close racing. Yeah. You've seen Death into second place with that sickle of his, with 4 minutes left to go. Here in Q2, and then we've got Q3 coming your way as well. That is Kieran. Still getting used to those three's names as well. Coming through Dunlop. What sort of time can he put in? He's up by a second and an extra little bit, so this could be interesting.
Yeah, I am just on board with Bish.
Let's look at Bish, shall we?
Yeah, he's coming into
Spoon. Not a bad exit, that.
No, it's not. That was a good exit, but he's also got the tow from the car in front. I would have stayed there a bit longer.
He's 2/3 of a second up in 11th place. Could jet him up towards possibly even the top 5 if he can keep it going.
Yeah.
Through that chicane, and then to the line now. Bish from 11th in the drop zone goes to 5th, so top 5. For once, I actually got a right prediction. That's rare. Here's F1 Russell to 12th.
Ooh.
He's got time to go to set another time, but he can't really go into the pits.
No, he needs to have enough fuel on board. Normal Jinx is coming into the Degners. That would look clean.
That did look clean.
Yeah, that would look really clean.
That did not.
No. He had a bit of a correction through the hairpin.
Normal Jinx did finish in at the top end of Q1 as well, so we are sort of expecting that to happen once again. Mike Wallace says, now that I'm out of quality, it's giving me time to water my hanging baskets.
Good lad. Well, you're more than welcome to join us, Mike. Instead of just watering your hanging baskets.
I might try and invite him in a sec for a few minutes in Q3. Up by over a second through that second sector, riding the curbs and the exit of Cassio's triangle. Death retires from the session. Here's Jinx going up to second place with 28.5.
Yeah, so it's really cut down that lead from Willsey.
Is Jordan going to go again? Is the big question. He could if he wants. Does he have the fuel? No, he does not. He's going to be leaving us in Q2. Who else is on a lap?
Russell has just retired. So Mr. Bust is on an outlap. Norris is on an outlap. Chronic Mace is on an outlap. And Stelios is on an outlap.
Du Bois finishes his lap 30.5. His best lap 30.3. So can go again, pardon me, if he wants to. But obviously, like we said earlier, needs the fuel on board. He retires from the session. So he's not going to be coming through. Small Girl making seemingly a mistake, I think, through the S's because she's lifted off. So that is her qualifying done and dusted as well.
Maxi's just coming around the final corner.
Can go again if they want to. It's 35.6, so again, nowhere near that time. But it was an invalidated lap time regardless.
Yeah, he's doing another lap anyway, so
Front right lock up there.
yeah.
Coming through the S is the other big name, of course, is Bakey. Coming through into the Kobayashi corner. That didn't look all too good. Checker flag comes out now here in Q2. See, these are the final lap times for the drivers. They can finish them if they started.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm
Take that inside. Yeah, go on.
I'm
Baker's
following Max while you're on with Bakey.
Yeah, Baker's
Max,
lifted, so that's not going to be a time for the North Scotsman. He's going to be staying in 15th and dead last in this qualifying session.
Okay. Max is just coming down to 130R. It was a bit wide in spoon of the inside apexes, but the exit inside curb you want to leave alone anyway. But other than that, he's following the race in line.
Stelio on the bubble stays in 10th place. Maxi coming up to the line now, seems to be improving by quite a hefty amount. The Greek is knocked out. Oof.
He's jumped straight to 4th.
Nicely done.
It certainly is. That is a cracking time of a 29.085.
Chronic Mace also on a lap time, but he doesn't really need to worry about it at all because all 5 cars behind him have finished or pitted or retired in some form or another. But he's going to finish the lap, stays in 10th place, not quite an improvement,
Nice.
but
It was
relatively consistent.
Yep, he was. I think it was 0.003 of a second down or over his best time.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it was around about that time. Just looking at the chat, Kieran saying, seeing as I thought I'd be stowed at last, he's ecstatic with 13th.
Well, Papa, how are we doing?
Is that Mike Wallace?
All right, mate. It is.
It is Mike Wallace, but before we chat with Big Mike, who's just what his hanging baskets, we'll quickly go through the Q2 results. Wilsey again topping the session. That Welshman is absolutely on fire. Well, he's got a dragon in the flag, so that probably explains it. Stelio, DuBois, F1 Russell, Smorgle, and Bakey Gaming going out in Q2. And there's going to be the big Q3 fight. It seems pole position is sort of decided, but what's the rest of the field going to look like? Don't go anywhere. Oh, how are you, Mike? I'm very, very well. How was
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
How was qualifying for you? Fair
I
enough.
love this track.
Ooh. Yikes.
Well, if you sent me 50 quid, Papa, I'd have raced for you.
Oh my goodness.
I love this track.
Yeah,
Because I'd have raced for you.
Ooh. Now, Mike, this is not a fight that you want to get involved in, believe me.
No, you wouldn't, would we?
Good.
I'm a big teddy bear.
Oh, you really are. So am I.
We had some fun. What's wrong?
There's nothing wrong there, not at all.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Really enjoyable. Yes, but January is a cold time of the year.
Yeah.
I wish I was, mate. I really do. No, I'm not.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Oh, for God's sake.
Mike,
I forgot you're going in December.
Oh.
Oh my word. Well, while we've got you, Mike.
That's it. I'm going to empty your suitcase out.
Have you by chance got any sort of predictions for pole or any sort of extra little insight into what's happening in qualifying?
He seems very.
There.
He's very clinical, Mitch is these days. He's a far improved racer from the times that he used to be in ERC that I've seen on streams and watched. Did you? How is old Floyd? Bless him.
Oh.
Yeah, I do miss his jokes in piss taking and stuff.
You see, he wants to come back. Ah. Fair enough. well, you've got me, so maybe not quite so good, but you know. Ah, pretty. Oh man, well, Ray puts in a 28.7 as we've got obviously Q3 underway now, as the drivers are going to be setting their laps to gun for pole. Mitch into second now as well. We're looking on with Jamie in fourth, well, fourth by virtue of not having set time as yet. Here comes 28.613, fastest so far, but Willsy's not set time yet, so that's probably going to tumble.
Bish is coming up to the end of sector 1.
32.5. Through that first sector.
I do apologise for the noise, my phone's just gone off.
That's fine. Didn't really hear anything, if I'm honest. Go for it.
Go for it, Mike.
Best of luck, mate.
I'll be wishing you the best in your race. No worries.
Best of luck, mate. We'll see you soon. Good man.
Top 15 and above, mate. And you smash it.
See you, mate.
See you, Mike.
113.06 for Bish through that second sector. Slightly deep in there, though, into the chicane.
Yes, it was a tad deep, but I think he's got... he's still 5th. Yeah.
Now, the Welsh Wonder, 110.8 after 2 sectors. We'll see what sort of time you can put in Q3, breaking for the chicane, losing the back end through there, though. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. 28.6 to beat. We saw 27 from him last qualifying session, and we're seeing a 27.432 from the Aston. And realistically, I don't think that pole position is going to be contested.
No, I don't. That last chicane was phenomenal. He was perfect on the first curb. He got the back end rotating into the left, and I believe that assisted him through that corner. Is all I can say. That was just phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal way to get through there. Death is
4th place, just set a lap time.
Yeah, but he's still going, so he's still got quite a lot of VRS as well, so he's just pipping through. He's 3 seconds down this time.
3 seconds.
Yeah, he's backed off, look.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, pole seems pretty secure. But I'm
it's
going to ask,
race
who
for
do you think?
second place.
Yeah, I was about to say race for second place. Who's your money on?
uh, as I'm going to put it on two people. It's between Death and Norris, because they both impressed me with the first two qualies so far. But like I said, I missed last week due to holiday commitments, and yeah, it was a bit unfortunate.
Well, I'm going to put my money on this man up through the Degners. Hello, Jinx. I know you're warming up, but Christ, don't do that on your lap. One of
Well,
two
he's still on
drivers
his
not to
outlife,
have set a
isn't he?
lap. Yeah.
So you got Bust and Jinx.
Yeah, it's just busting Jinx not to set a lap time at the moment, but Willsey on pole at this point in time. F1 Norris behind him, Jamie 1.2 seconds near enough off of that time, which, well, it's been pretty consistent these past, in all three qualifying sessions. It's just been the margin that's been different every time. Ray third, Death fourth, Mitch fifth, Maxi sixth, Chronic May seventh, and Bish in eighth place.
I'm going to follow Mr. Jinx through. He's validated his lap, coming out of Spoon. There's a car in front of him.
Do you want to do a lap on board?
You can do the lap on board, fuck.
Oh, I can do the lap on board. Christ, I don't race. Right, well, into turn one. Braking for the second corner, around about fourth gear, just over 110, and he already invalidates. Lovely.
Yeah, he's invalidated.
That about encapsulates my racing career as well, but there you go.
It was only because I hadn't locked onto his... I hadn't even got my spectator stuff up, so I was doing that while there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
yeah, that about encapsulates my racing career. Out of three ERC races, back when it was Sunday as well, Christ, that I entered, I only finished one of them.
Oh.
Yes. You took me in that one as well.
Did I?
Pretty sure you did.
I've overtaken a lot of people lately.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
I
part of the
did-
reason
I
why I
did-
don't race, because I constantly get overtaken.
Yeah. Just
I know.
take some grinding. You'll get there.
I mean, you know, I don't have time for grinding. 2.5 minutes left in qualifying. Bish on a lap, coming through turns 1 and 2 and into the iconic S's.
Sambo's just popped in the chat. Co-op career at some point again, Casper.
Oh yeah, we need to do that. Last time we did it, it was Australia and it was an absolute shit show. Bahrain, we did pretty well. And then we opted for a 16 race calendar. We got rid of Jeddah, and we did Australia. And let's just say that it went tits up in every probable way you can imagine.
Wet weather.
That's the only thing that didn't happen. But lap 1 incidents, unfixable damage. I think there was a glitch somewhere in there as well. And also just crap driving for the pair of us.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much everything other than the weather. Whatever you can imagine to go wrong, pretty much does.
Ouch, is all I can say. Ouch.
Yeah,
Now, it's myself and King have done a co-op career, and we've noticed that we're in the RBs racing RBs.
We were in the Alpines.
All right, so we went in and did a pit stop, and my back wheel, we tried double stacking. He had an issue with his wheel, and I had an issue with my wheel, so it's like proper in-game like in real life now, where you can get mistakes
Yeah, yeah.
in in it. So normal Jinx now has dropped it to a 28 dead for
Yeah,
second
Jinx
place.
in second place, big old improvement off of the bottom of the field, but that's partly again by virtue of not having set a lap time. Is Jamie going to make the time to actually be able to start his qualifying lap? I'm not sure he will. It's going to be tight. 2-1, I think, and that's it.
No, he's
Ooh,
too
just missed
late.
it. Third place, not a bad point spot though. As Maxi doesn't improve, stays in seventh. Who's going to be next? I think it's going to be Mr. Bust.
Yeah, I'm on board with
In
Mr.
the
Bust.
Williams. 1:11.8 after 2 seconds. He's not really set a time yet at this point in the qualifying session. Braking for the chicane, taking it nicely. That was quite neat there. And then exiting through the final corner across the line. Mr. Bust goes to 5th place. Nicely done. It's two Ferraris up next. Bish finishes dead last. But for Bish, that's actually pretty good in terms of general pace. His Chronic Mace goes from 9th to stay 9th, improves his time, but not his position. And it's next. Next is Death and Ray, the two RBs. RB then Racing Bulls, RB then Red Bull. Can't even get my words out. Ray to the line. He's invalidated, unfortunately. So he stays in 4th, but what can Death do? He's made a cock up somewhere because he's 13 seconds down. So the only person left, really, is Mitch. He goes to 4th.
Yeah, he's just come through. Normal Jinx. Yeah, he's retired, I believe. Yeah.
That was Sam. I know that was F123, but I'm still struggling to even handle the handling model on this game. But we'll sort that out later on. Wilsey's pole position was never really in doubt, but it got pretty close with Normal Jinx in 2nd place, 6/10, down 2.7 seconds, covers the top 10. We might have a runaway leader, but will they run away into turn 1? Or is there going to be an incident that causes everything to change? The race is coming up in a couple of minutes' time. Don't go anywhere, you don't want to miss it.
I am going to run and get a drink while we're waiting for them to start. Sorry to just dip out.
That's fine, mate, no worries.
It's warm in my room upstairs, and I am sweating buckets watching everyone. So I will be back shortly.
Sam, you got your top 3 correct. Well done! I don't say I got 2nd correct as well. I said it was going to be Jinx, and I got 2nd place. But, you know, not that we're bragging or anything. As 21:05 starts in about 7 minutes' time. Let me see, can I run you down the list of finishers and championship standings from last time out? Let me see. Be in the Discord somewhere. Surely. Can't quite see it, unfortunately. Ah, well. Happens to the best of us. Well, I've got glasses, so I probably can't see it by virtue of that either. Race winner prediction, Wilsey. Yeah, I think that's pretty likely, especially if he can run away into turn 1. Tyre selections at the moment, we could see them change a little bit coming into the race. Mostly mediums. Ray's good for the hard tyre. Interestingly enough, see if anybody does that at the back as well. So does George, but pretty much, pardon me, everybody else going for that medium tyre.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello, you're
Sorry to
back.
leave you.
It's fine.
I'm
It's
back.
absolutely fine. No worries. Sam's race winner prediction is Wilsey. I'm gonna get you just to do a top three, if you could.
Me?
Yours.
I would probably say Wilsey. I'm going to say Jinx,
Mm.
and then I am going to say Minden. Top three. I know how.
I think it'll be Wilsey. I think Jamie will get himself up to second, and Ray's going to get himself up to third. It's a bit of a bold prediction, but could very easily see that happen. Of course, turn one round here is known to be how do I put it? Yeah, pretty chaotic.
It can be, yes, because there is two ways into. There is two definite lines. You can hug the inside, or you can try and drive it round the outside. Which can be viable, but it all depends on the driver that's at your inside, whether they want to give you room or not. The outside of turn two.
I suppose then the question is, what's the better line to be on, the inside or the outside coming into that first corner?
I tend to like being in the middle.
Ah!
So no one can go by me. I cheat a little bit.
So you're creating a little third line just for yourself there.
Yeah, it kind of discourages people from trying to go, right, I'm going to go on his inside or outside. If I park it in the middle going through the first turn, it's just like,
try me.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I will not give up this position lightly. Test.
This is my position. I will stand my ground. Fully, sort of. I can see
like the 300 Spartans years ago.
I can fully see you going, Gandalf. You shall not pass on this bitch.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I completely agree.
Oh. I'm trying to imagine you now in like a full cloak with that grey hat.
Chat. Sorry, Sam. Handbrake on.
Handbrake on, drift sideways and just park it.
Yeah. You shall
goodness.
not pass. Yeah.
Sam,
yeah,
I like to call that the Man United strategy.
Yeah, park the 11-seater.
Park the 11-seater, yes.
That's
going in 2 minutes, by the way. It's 21:05.
2-minute warning.
2-minute warning, 1-minute warning now because it's just ticked down to 21:04. We should have a formation lap, and then it'll be 53 glorious laps around Suzuka here in Japan.
If Sam or anyone can tell us what the weather is going to be like, is it going to be
like this,
interchangeable, or is it going to stay sunny, or is it going to piss down? is one way I like to look at it.
Is it going to be is it going to start raining absolute cats and dogs?
Yeah. And wheels and buses and bits and pieces like that.
Sunny to cloudy, says Mike.
Sunny to cloudy. Okay, thank you very much, Mike.
So a slight possibility of rain, but
yes.
No guarantee.
Yeah.
Round two here in UCR. Round one was pretty. It was pretty quiet. There was a lot going on, but in terms of sort of incidents or sort of crashing out as such, there wasn't really very much of that. We're used to seeing a lot more of it in some of our leagues, like Simtech, who raced quite a lot harder in especially last season, but I was worried what that left light was doing on.
Oh, you thought it was an aborted start.
I didn't think it was a aborted start. I thought there was some problem and we were already getting going. That's what I thought it was going to be. Which, again, considering this is EA, it wouldn't have surprised me.
Yeah, completely agree. I'd be worried myself.
Yeah, Christ, Thing is, and this goes for 22, 23, and 24, which is the games that I've commentated over. In every time that something doesn't look right or something is different to what I'm used to, I immediately think, oh fuck.
You can't say that. This is international paddock.
Doesn't matter. No, I know. No, I mean, the thing is, right? Everybody knows. Well, everybody should know. Hopefully, that
EA is not trustworthy.
that's a much nicer way than how I would have put it. But EA aren't used to making good games.
Well, they do really good golf games. That's about as far as they go, and like Madden and stuff like that. So yeah, when it comes to F1 games, when they're like first released, you will have
Problems.
Yes, glitches, issues, and everything else that you can think of.
Yes. So that's enough about me ranting about F1, the new game, or any game. Look at Will, he's taking a really attacking position on the right-hand side of that grid, really trying to take the inside if he can. Couple of hard tyres extra compared to what we were seeing earlier on. Again, Jinx taking a slight attack there, slightly to the left side. Is angled, but there's quite a lot of cars further back. I think the RB of Malik Ray in 5th place is also slightly angled in that same direction. A few cars further back doing the same thing. DRS disabled, will be enabled next lap. We're here in Suzuka. I don't know if that's 3, 4, that's 5 lights. And we're underway for the second time for UCR. Looks to be a very good start for Jamie. He's bolted away off of 3rd place. Nobody seems to have got as good of a start as him. The Ferraris are tussling with Ray further back. As there's one having a spin. That's Chronic Mace running off the track. Still running largely single file on the exit of turn 1 and 2. But my word, what a start for Jamie.
It's like the lights went out and no one reacted apart from Jamie. It was just like, what was going on? I didn't know whether the lobby had glitched or
I thought
something, because we sat there like all the lights go out and we're like, no one's moving. That's what I felt like saying, and then Jamie just shut off, and Wilsey and everyone else just stayed where they were. Whether it was pre-planned, I don't know. It was like, oh, we're just going to let F1 Jamie go, and then we'll catch up with him later. But yeah, it was a very strange beginning to the race. And now Wilsey is making a move into 130.
Oh, down the inside, still too wide. Here we go. This is for the lead here on lap 1. Jamie trying to defend down the inside into Cassio's triangle, but now all this is doing is going to back up for normal Jinx. He could have a run here out of the final corner. He's going to get the slipstream. Is he going to use the battery though? I don't think he's using enough to try and catch up. Jamie's closing to Wilsey, but not enough for a position. But what a move, side by side to the 130 yard. Doesn't happen often.
No, and it does take a little bit of
steel.
Cojones.
It takes bollocks to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice and politically correct here. You're just
virtual
out with
car.
it.
Stelio has not got a front wing. Looks to have crashed through the S's. So while the marshals go and clear that up.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we can't actually look at the marshals to see what they're doing.
Unfortunately not. But all the cars have been driven past, so we wouldn't have an option even if we wanted to.
No.
But we're back on the way. That was a short one.
Yep, because everyone's gone past the debris.
Back in slide in there for normal drinks on the exit spoon. Battle for fourth sort of slightly emerged. Mr. Bus has been trying to get past Mitch for, well, the entirety of the race so far, which I know it's only been not even 2 laps, but still would feel like quite a while.
Yeah. I do believe Mitch has got a good exit out of the final chicane, but Mr. Busty's got the DRS on him, and Death would be close to an opportunistic moment there. But I do know Minden's got a level head, so Mitch will won't do anything drastic to try and regain the place. He'll do it in a proper passing place, unless Mr. Buss decides he makes a mistake.
There's a change for second as well. Death made a mistake, I think, through the Degners. He's dropped a couple of positions down from 6th to 8th now. Is the Red Bull. Jinx ahead of Jamie as well. That's for second and third. That was going down the front straight earlier this lap. We're on lap 3 of 53, and we've already had action worth about 20 laps.
Should have done.
Everyone's
like the midfield is still from Minden down. Basically, Minden down.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Mr. Bus down. It's quite close.
Oh, Mitch down the inside of Mr. Bus now as well, actually. Into that final chicane. Brilliantly done.
And he got DRS.
Yeah,
smart lad.
DRS detection point is actually just on the just after the apex of 130R, and that's exactly where the speed trap is as well. So if you're behind through 130R and you can get ahead into that chicane, you're in a brilliant position to pull away from cars behind you.
Yeah, absolutely cracking pass. Used the DRS down the main straight, and he's had a very good time through the S's. He's gained 6/10 on Norris in front of him.
Yellow flags were for Du Bois going through the S's. Must have lost the car or something, but he got on the inside and dropped down to 11th place now.
Jinx is just under 2 seconds behind Will Z. So he is losing touch a little bit. He was a bit out of shape coming through Spoon, which cost him 2/10. But Morris has got up behind him through the chicane. Minden hasn't got DRS, but Norris does.
I thought Death was going to go up the inside of Bish into the chicane, but I think he's thinking to go for it now. Maxi's got past Mr. Bust as well. That's 5th place. Here's Death down the inside. Du Bois got the first track limits penalty of the night here on lap 5 as Death gets ahead of Bish. The Grim Reaper goes after Mr. Bust in 6th place.
Yeah, he's got 2.5 seconds to gain or catch. Reel in, whichever way you want to look at it. He's basically got to put the hammer down now. He is flashing on the back of his car, so he's used a hefty chunk of ERS. But actually going onto it, no, he's still got a fair chunk. He's not used a lot unless he's Yeah, it's stopped flashing now, so he may have just turned it off. You've got 3 settings now for your ERS. You've got hot lap, medium, and you can turn it off altogether now, which is good. But if you don't know how to manage your battery, that's the only way to do it, basically, is turn it off, going through technical bits or down a main straight. But it leaves you without that extra 150 horsepower of your car.
Tear runs down my face as I see Mike Wallace losing time through Dunlop. That's why the yellow flags were called just moments ago. You can see on the left side of your screen the position changes so far, which you'd think pretty much the top 7 hasn't changed hands, but really there's been a lot of action within that top section of the field as well. So while on face value doesn't look to have changed very much, we're 6 laps in and it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah, it's just I still can't get over that start.
I still can't get over it either.
Norris was just off. Everyone else stayed where they were, and Norris just disappeared, and that was it. And you thought, yeah, great, he was going to lead away, possibly get a good distance away from Wilsey and normal Jinx.
Yeah.
But no, Wilsey got on him quite quickly, and was it the second lap? Yeah, it was second lap.
I think it was second or third lap, yeah.
Yeah, second or third lap he got past him, so he hasn't looked back, and Norris is now in being chased down by Minden, where he did get a little bit of reprieve a couple of laps ago with getting Jinx giving him DRS to get away from Minden, but now Minden's going to start reeling him in, but Minden's also pulling Maxi 1407 along, so
the Jamie start, I don't know if you've seen the movie The Dictator, but it did look to me like that scene with the running track. I don't know if you remember it.
No, I don't.
He pulls the gun to start himself, and then pulls the gun again for everybody else, gives himself like a 10-meter head start.
Oh,
I'm gonna
have to watch that film again.
I need to watch it again. I've not watched it in a while. I think it's still on Netflix.
Oh, but the one that I tend to like with
Sasha.
him in it is Sasha is the Boy Racer one. Allergy in the House.
Oh,
that's just.
I've not actually watched
brilliant.
Allergy yet. I need to. I've not actually watched
brilliant.
it yet. Du Bois, another track limits penalty. So first one to pick 1 up, first one to pick 2 up in the space of 7 laps.
7. That's virtually 1 a lap.
So we could be seeing
quite a lot.
Yeah, 51. We could be seeing like 51 seconds worth of penalties on the man.
Well, it goes. It does do that, but I think after 20 or 30, I think they disqualify you.
Oh, I'm trying to think how much we had last time, because we did have people with quite a lot of penalty. Just trying to remember what it would have been. I think the most we had last week was about 6 or 7.
Yeah,
which is still a lot, obviously.
Yeah, it is. But I know ERC had a fair chunk at Canada. I think I had 18 seconds worth of penalties for track limits.
I mean, Canada's not fun for track limits, just in general.
Yeah.
So.
Man like Ray's got 3-second penalties.
Early mistake for Ray, started in around about 5th place. Yellow's in the first sector. Slow moving car. I think that might be for Gizmo. Because he's now dropped back into the clutches of our good friend Sambo.
Gonna watch that. Gonna watch that. Scroll through. Come on, Sam.
Come on, Sam. Let's jump on with that battle at the very back of the grid, shall we?
Yeah. I'll let you watch the front, and I'm gonna watch our boy Sam.
Well, he's pushed down the inside into turn one. Ooh, almost made that move. Was near enough alongside, but not quite. Two wheels touching pretty much. So he's still staying in fourth, but got pretty damn close to that. Change for 12th place as well. It's Chronic Mace and Jordan. Can Jordan retaliate down the front straight? No, he can't. Hello, Jinx has got 3 seconds.
Wow.
That's big.
Yeah. Sam
First
didn't
front
get
runner.
DRS.
Oh, did he
Come
not?
on, Sam. No, he didn't. I thought he was floating around the 1 second mark. I thought he got it, but he hadn't. But he's now under. He's 9/10, so he's had a better S's than Gizmo. Come on, Sam.
Lap
foot down, lad.
9:53. Yellows in the first sector. That is for Du Bois, who's gone off track on the exit of Dunlop.
Yeah, it was a bit
into the Degners.
weird, that was. All I saw is, yeah, I saw the ending of it because I'm still following Sam. Sam's nearly pushed Gizmo round the hairpin, and as they'll come into the left-hander into the Degners, you just see a car disappear off, like he completely missed the corner.
Oh, Christ.
Actually, where we lost a racing driver, because that's where he hit. Oh, Sam's nearly lost it.
Du Bois has lost it. He's been passed by Mike Wallace. As coming through Spoon, and now probably going to get passed by Stelio as well. Yes, he has. So Du Bois made 2 mistakes in the space of a lap, and that's dropped him down to the very, very back.
Oh, Sam.
What's Sam done now?
His back end's too lively. He hasn't got enough wing on the rear.
Ouch.
Yes, his. I can sit and watch it, and it's heartbreaking because he gets really up close to Gizmo, then his aero just doesn't seem to work coming out of Spoon. He nearly lost it out of Spoon. He nearly lost it around 130R, and he was up to 6 or 7 tenths behind Gizmo. And then as he went through the detection zone for DRS, he dropped over the second mark, and he is really close up to Gizmo now. He is 3 tenths behind him. 4 tenths coming into the hairpin. Is he going to risk it? No. Good lad.
Good lad. Well, there's a reason we call it here International Pad Kobayashi Corner, named after an absolute send by the man himself.
Kobayashi.
Well, exactly. So there's a reason why
that wasn't last season.
That.
That was the season before, wasn't it? He sent it out of nowhere and he nearly piled off 2 cars, wasn't it? Oh no, it was the season before. Yeah. I can't remember where it was.
Kobayashi's not been in F1 since like 2013, no?
Oh, well, you know what it is? It's. I'm 40 years old now. Everything just blends into 1 year.
Oh my goodness. I'm 20.
Yeah, shush.
Yeah,
come on, Sam. Come on. Stick it.
Oh, he's on the inside. Here we go. We're side by side here for the bottom of the grid with 2 abreast, and Gizmo just gets ahead on the exit of turn 2, entry into 3. And I tell you what, they're going to have to be careful because they've got a man who's just come out of the pits now. Death in 16th place. We're looking on board with Sam. That back end is so lively. Death gets past one. Can he get past the other? Not quite. But my word, this is a good bit of racing here.
Oh, Death,
Oh,
Just threaded it. Come on, Sam!
mistake for Gizmo. Here we go. Sam up the inside. He's got the move done. A
Come
little
on,
deep into the
boy!
Kobayashi corner, though. Cuts it back. He's still got the drive. And as they head through his spoon curve, he's ahead. Hurrah!
Hurrah! It's only taken 5 laps, Sam. Come on.
Oh my
I'm
word.
hanging on the edge of my seat with him, going, come on,
Come on! Come on!
you go on. Yeah. Come on,
I can hear your excitement as well. Oh my goodness! Right now the question is, can he defend it?
Yeah.
That is a big question. I thought you almost lost it there. Into 130. You're on the grass on the entry into the chicane, though.
Yeah.
Hell,
So
this could be dangerous for the Alpine, on the verge of losing whatever little singular point that he's got at this point in the race.
He's got DRS from Death.
Oh, he still does.
Yeah, he still had
On
DRS.
Shantae, and benefit to that as well. Gizmo has gone a little wide through turn 1, so he's lost a little bit of time.
He has.
Sam, if you're listening, we love you to bits if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
my
get
goodness.
a move on, Sam. You said it. The only way you could do this race is climb up the leaderboard.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Now, son, and just get a move on.
Go on, son, make us proud.
Yeah, break the DRS to Gizmo and off you trot.
Off you trot. Well, let's jump back to the front end after a little bit of very entertaining action at the very back. Yellows in the first sector, that will be for Du Bois most likely. It looks to be because it's the Mercedes. The other Mercedes we're watching on with right now. So it would have been Du Bois through Dunlop into the Degners. Jamie, Maxi and Mitch is your 3-4-5 order. A little bit of chopping and changing happening in these early
seems
portions.
to be a good... So Gizmo's closed right into Samboy. I'm watching your stream. I'm watching what you're saying, but I'm also keeping an eye on our boy. So,
here we go. Willsy's... I don't know what's happened, but I think Willsy's got a front right puncture. Willsy's got a front right puncture. He's been passed by Jinx, passed by those 3rd, 4th and 5th guys. He's going to be dropping like a stone over the next couple of moments. But
I think he will get... Wow.
My
That's
word. Big
lap
difference.
13.
Lap 13 of 53, 41 to go. And this is a big development here in UCR. The race leader, the runaway race leader, had about a 6-second gap, is now struggling to get into the pits. The Welshman Willsey, who was on an absolute charge, pole by 0.6 of a second, was leading Q1 by 1.5 seconds. And almost 2 seconds at one point as well, as he comes into the pits off the mediums onto a set of hard tyres. But oh my god, what a twist in the tail.
He had a comfortable lead as well. I think he was 3 or 4 seconds in front of Jinx.
Yeah, I think it was around about like 3, 4, 5 seconds. It was a pretty hefty lead. And then the tyre just goes poof.
Unless he ran over some debris.
Yeah, but where?
Well, it can be anywhere, can't it? Because people can cause damage with each other. He's just
Oh,
gone
here he
past
goes. What a move.
small girl already. Yeah.
Oh
On
my
cold
goodness! I
tyres.
know it's brand new tyres, but it's hard tyres against mediums, and that was still a stellar
Been
move.
on for 14 laps.
Yeah, that's very true. When would you expect sort of tyre pit stops coming in?
Depending on the track where, I'd probably say 17, 18, if you don't look after your tyres well. I believe the medium tyres can go to lap 24, 25.
Okay.
Um,
So sort of within the next 10 laps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the window should be open now anyway, for people to pit on mediums. So if that's it, unless you want to stretch it out and do a one-stopper.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Can you do a one-stop, or is a two-stopper still a preferred strategy around here?
Like I say, it depends. With the new tyres and stuff, the tyre wear doesn't seem to be as bad this year in this year's game. Whereas this game would, or this track would have to be a two-stopper easily.
Yeah.
What I found out in Spa last night for a 100% race, I did the one-stop, and well, I tried doing a one-stop, but I kept glitching out. And when it pitted, because I'd glitched out, it put a set of mediums on instead of a set of softs. So I ended up doing a two-stopper.
I know.
Luckily.
I tried constantly inviting you during that race.
Yeah, it was terrible last night. I was not very happy with being in a really good position and then losing out because I kept getting kicked.
True.
But yeah,
But podium is a podium.
podium, yes, podium.
That's the important thing. And Mitch comes out. Well, no, that's not Mitch. Christ, that was I think that was Du Bois in the pits, or might have been Stellia. Mitch in the pits.
Mitch has just gone in the pits now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come out comfortably ahead of Bish and the trailing pack.
Yes.
Is well, Bish's actually gone into the pits. Du Bois retired from the session. I don't know where he's retired. That's going to be the big question.
Is that a retirement on the track?
I think it might have been a retirement on track. I don't think it was quite in the pit lane. Because it looks like he's still going. I think.
No, I believe...
Oh no, he's in the pits. Okay, sorry.
It's in the pits.
I was following the wrong dot. Trust me, and my glasses did not function as intended.
Man like Ray's got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, he does. He's just picked one up now.
I'm going to have a quick look of...
Bad news, Gary. Gizmo's back ahead of Sam. That was done down the front straight into turn 1. Unfortunate news.
No, not happy. Come on, Sam. Pull your finger out, mate. Pull your finger out.
He's going to be using his fingers because he's on controller.
Get a wheel.
He hasn't got space for a wheel, believe me.
He has?
He hasn't got space for a wheel. As far as
I've got a collapsible stand he can have.
Ah, well. Sam, you know who to chat to.
Yeah, boy. Right, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of penalties. Wilsey with a 3-second penalty. So that's made that interesting. So you've got Jinx, 3 seconds. Man Like Ray with 6 seconds. Chronic Mace with 3 seconds. Wilsey with 3 seconds. Piastri with 3 seconds. And Death with 3 seconds.
And we're on board with Russell. He's going to be trying to close the gap to George/Piastri ahead of him. He's closing, he's getting closer, but George is going to get a move on Bakey Gaming. They're side by side, heading into turns 1 and 2. George has got that inside line, but he's going to take it off track. Could Kieran get through the middle? No, he can't. Not got the space. And that would have been juicy if he'd been able to squeeze through.
Oh, I thought he was going to thread the needle then. That looked very interesting.
I kind of hoped he would. Just because it looks cool. Sam back ahead of Gizmo, so Sam back in the points. As Kieran is off. George is passed ahead of him as well. Bish is going to get past the side-by-side up towards Kobayashi corner. And Jeff is getting in the middle of this as well. And Kieran's lost 3 positions in just as many corners. Bish has got a good drive out of the hairpin, now through Spoon Curve into Spoon Corner, but hasn't quite got the drive to get past Death. Could be looking for a move down the inside of that second apex, but again thinks better of it, and now we take the run down to 130R.
Now this is just turned into an almighty battle.
Hasn't it? Just Jordan trying to go down the inside into 130R. Trying to recreate what many people have tried to do many times. He's going to lose one position, goes deep, loses another to Bish and to Death. Contact on the grass, loses another to Kieran as well. We're on board with Bish. They're side by side, almost contact down the front straight. Bish down the inside. Can Death get past? Yes, he can. He's going to have also the inside line well before breaking into turn one. And what a turn of events we've got now.
Into those last... Oh, Sam.
Ah, yep.
He's got past Gizmo.
That's the important thing at this point in the race.
Yes, but he's cost himself 3 seconds. Gizmo's got DRS. Another thing that I do like, this is just like off the cuff, the graphics of the car when you go off track now and your car gets dirty.
Yes.
It looks awesome.
It does look really good.
So
I do agree with you. I quite like that.
Yeah. It's like if you like touch the grass down one side of your car, one side's clean, the other side's got like dirt spray down it. It's just like, yep, I couldn't be doing with the paints. So I put some more on. So, but it does look absolutely fantastic. It's like the front wings of Gizmo now looks really plastered as if he's been pebble dashing through the gravel.
Looks like he's just got off a rally.
Yeah, and Sam's car, bless him, does look like it's been in the wars. If you look at it, it's got the paint all down the left-hand side, underneath, around it, and it's even coming out the back down the double diffuser. So it does look pretty rapid.
Here's Kieran ahead of Bakey. That's for 12th place overall. Remember, top 15 get points as well. So these guys are fighting for, albeit low positions, because it's only 3 and 4 points for 13th and 12th respectively, but still points nonetheless. Contribute to the constructors, contribute to your own drivers challenge as well.
Yes. And Jinx has dropped to 4th. I do believe he's pitted.
I was going to say, I think that was a pit. In fact, James coming as well, so Max is going to leave for the first time in this race. Looking on with Death, trying to get past Bish, however. Still is retired from the session. That looks to be a pit lane retirement, thankfully. So no major hassle.
Yeah, just orange. No overtaking down the main straight. And that is not going to help Minden. Coming down the main street. Sorry, it wasn't Minden. It
would have been
Bust and Jinx.
Bust and Jinx, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Death right on the diffuser of Bish, trying to scare him through 130. Oh, he's got the outside line now into Cassio's triangle, the final chicane. Right at the curbs heavily though is Bish. Could be looking at not a great exit. I think he's still going to have DRS off the Small Girl now, which Small Girl's entering this fight. Not like she'd want to really anyway. Death up the inside, well before braking, so he's got that position up ahead of Bish, and now he's going to be chasing after the Kick Sauber, but not for much longer because they are side by side around the outside of the first of the S's.
Awesome
Brilliant
pass.
stuff.
That was, yeah, balls to the walls.
Oh, and here's Bish doing the exact same thing, or at least trying.
Oh, Small Girl had a bit of a drift around that corner.
That is brilliantly close.
Bish for 3-second time penalty.
21 of 53, 33 laps to go. Change of position for second as well as they head through turns 1 and 2. No, into the chicanes even. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong dot once again. We're on board with the Williams.
That looked like an easy pass, like they had a little bit of contact or something, and Mr. Bus moved out the way of Jinx.
Could quite possibly be.
Yeah, it's going in, they were side by side into the chicane, and then Mr. Bush just moved out the way. He didn't challenge. But Will C has got up to 6th and is only 7 seconds behind our man Minden
See the
with
gaps.
Man Light Ray.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Man Light Ray trying to stay in Willsy's wake.
Well,
Coming through the Degners.
with the rapid pace that Willsey has, because let's be honest, yes, he had that puncture, but he's got damn good pace. It's difficult to keep up with him.
Yeah,
As
big,
he's
big
28
lock
seconds
up
off the lead.
into. Yeah, big lock up into the hairpin.
That's not going to help.
No, he's taken chunks of time out of Minden. He was 7 seconds behind. He's taken 2 seconds out just in the middle sector. He is on a mission.
Willsey is on a mission. Not quite trying to find some sheep, but you know what I mean.
He's probably looking round Suzuka for the sheep.
I mean, there is a lot of greenery around this circuit, so some of it is probably farmland. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Wouldn't surprise me.
How do we know who's got the fastest lap?
Well, if under the gap, you can go interval. There's leader. And there's also fastest lap, which at the moment goes to Willsey with 1:31.545. There's another car in the 1:31s, 31.8 for normal Jake, so could be seeing that tumble a little bit later. But Willsey's got that by 3/10 at this point in the race.
Ah, okie dokie. That told me. There's me trying to find it on the.
Yeah, if you go into the
seconds.
spectator menu and under gap where you've got interval, you can also do leader, and there's also fastest lap.
Ah.
You can also get rid of it entirely, but I don't suggest it in the slightest.
No.
Yeah.
No, I just have it on interval, then just leave it.
Yeah, that's what I tend to do. As
But
well,
I can be cheeky because I'm not on the stream, and I can look at what people's ERF levels are and stuff.
Yeah. On board with Kieran behind George, who pulled off a pretty decent move on the Aston Martin not too long ago, and will be looking to return the favour.
This is going to be a good battle, I believe. Russell and Piastri. Minden with his first 3-second warning.
I love how you say it first. Like you're expecting more.
Well, it is Suzuka.
Yeah, that's very true. More
So
girls in the
now
pits as well.
Yeah. So there is only 7 people without any penalties.
Yeah, that's not very many. Chronic Mace is off the track. Looks to be a little bit
Is
of
that
a
a crash?
spin. I don't think so. He's still got a front wing, so probably not a crash.
Okay, and Bish has just come through as well. That was a potential could have been a could have been dangerous.
Could have been dodgy.
Yes. Well, Man Like Ray, Chronic Mace, and Russell have 6-second penalties. Everyone else is on 3.
And everybody else who doesn't have a penalty is on 0. The penalty, of course, being for anybody who is not aware, the box just to the right of the interval time with the black and white flag.
Yes, black and white flag,
got
isn't it? Yeah.
an amount of penalty. We'll talk you through them periodically. As Maxi now gets another 3 seconds, so that number of drivers goes down to 6.
Yeah, that hasn't got a penalty at all. He's out on his own. Oh no, he's not. There is a car that he's racing, but I believe that's a back marker.
I'm going to say it looks to be. He's ahead of a big old train of cars. I think that's the Sam train.
Yes. Now Maxi still hasn't pitted. Mr. Bus still hasn't pitted. Papa Wallace. Yeah, I think they've pitted because Papa Wallace is only on 22 laps. Gizmo on 20. Oh no, they've just been lapped, haven't they?
So the only people that have pitted are Normal Jinx in second, Jamie in third, Mitch in fifth, Wilsey in sixth, Death and 8-Bish in ninth, as Wilsey does get past Minder now into 130R as well. Brilliant move there by the Welshman, now chasing after Mr. Bus, who's 3 seconds ahead, but I imagine it's not going to be 3 seconds for very much longer. Death and Bish, 8th and 9th, they've gone into the pits. Chronic Mason Small Girl, 12th and 13th, and Bakey in 15th. They've all gone in for a pits stop, as well as NCIS Gizmo, the sequel to NCIS Miami, of course. Did they do one in
like
Miami?
I say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
NCIS Miami. Yep. They
well,
did New
I
Orleans.
wasn't sure. I think they did New Orleans. Did they do Vegas?
I can't remember. I just like watching NCIS, the original.
Fair. NCIS is good. I prefer Law and Order, but NCIS is still good.
I preferred it with Denozo and Ziva David. After those two left, it didn't seem the same. And the new crew that came on after them just tried. Didn't
work, but I suppose they tried.
Yes, it didn't have the same feel to it.
Bakey on Sam, here we go into the triangle. Sam taking a very, very defensive line, and Bakey's got the outside line. He's going to have the DRS now as well. Sam took an incredibly defensive line through there. It's not just a case of it was defensive, it was very defensive going through into that chicane. So he's lost a position and lost another third of a second to Bakey, as he's still in the 14th.
Normal Jinx is going to overtake Sam, and he's going to overtake Bakey Gaming as well.
That explains the 2.2 second gap now between Sam and Bakey.
Yeah, he's had
generated.
Ooh! Yeah. Wow.
That was... Oh, hello. Well, we've also just seen almost Sam losing the car. Thankfully, gathering it back up, but it was pretty close to being terminal.
No, it was Normal Jinx nearly... torpedoing Bakey Gaming through the Degners. I missed it. What you were looking at?
It was in the background. We did see the Normal Jinx Bakey Gaming thing, but we were just looking back from the rear wing of Normal Jinx. We could just about see Sam almost clattering the inside wall on the exit deck too.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. Slightly different incident. Well, we're halfway, believe it or not.
Woohoo!
Doesn't really feel like it, I'm not going to lie. But it is Normal Jinx who we're looking on board with ahead of Jamie Norris in second place. Wilsey in third, recovering from an early front right puncture on the medium tyre. And then Mitch in fourth, Maxi in fifth. Ray in sixth, again recovering from a lap one, or quite an early at least, incident. Mr. Bust in
wasn't
seventh
he the one
place.
that lost? Sorry, isn't he the one that lost his front wing? Man like Ray.
No, that was Stelio, I think.
What was it?
Yes, I think it was Stelio. Yeah, it was Williams.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
It was a Williams, and I don't imagine it being Mr. Bus because he's still pretty high. So I think it was Stelio. And then Mr. Bus, Death, Bish, Russell Piastri, which is Kieran and George, Chronic Mace, Small Girl, Bakey, and Sam finishing up the points. And then Mike Wallace, whose target is actually points, so could be quite interesting. And then NCIS Gizmo in 17th place. 2 pit lane retirements as well with Stelio and the boy.
Right, 2 seconds. I just got to swap my batteries out of my controller.
Go for it. I need to actually check how much I've got. I've got enough of this. Okay, cool. It's happened to me a few times, but hasn't happened for a little while now.
I'm back. I'm back.
Grand.
I've got two controllers, so all I do is swap them over. So.
Fair enough. I have a big box of batteries. I bought 50 for 12 quid at Asda a while back, and they still suffice. I think I bought them in about January, December, January, and I've still got, I think, about 10 of them.
That's not bad.
So I probably don't need to buy anything now until my birthday in October. So hopefully, anyway.
Yep. But I have the rechargeable ones on, but they're about knackered now. I need to get another set because they don't last a full F1 race. But then again, I don't race with my controller anyway. I race with a wheel. So.
Oh man, I don't have space for a wheel. Because
I've got a foldable platform.
Yeah, sell it to Sam, not to me. I'm all right.
Small wheel with 3-second warning.
Small wheel with 3 seconds. That takes it down to 4 drivers now, I think. Or did you have one before?
2, 3, 4. No, it is 4. We are now down to 4.
We're down to 4 surviving runners. No, but I don't have the space to even put a collapsible stand or whatever. Because my room, whilst pretty big, don't get me wrong, for a uni room it's pretty big. Or at least like at uni standards. I've still got quite a lot of stuff in it.
Well, I'd expect you to with a uni, being you'd need a lot of books.
I'm currently sitting behind me is my washing up basket, and behind that is my wardrobe.
Fair enough.
So that's what my setup is at the moment. I've got a little desk, my PC underneath it, my Xbox on top of my PC. Whether that's healthy or not, I don't actually know. And then,
probably not.
Yeah,
the heat exchange will be too much.
Possibly, but I'd never use both. I never use both at the same time.
Fair enough. Then that should be okay. Wilsey is on the back of Norris.
He's closed up that gap within the past couple of laps now as well, which...
Yes, I've been following this one.
We've been on board for the past little while, focusing on Wilsey, and he really is closing up that gap. Showing that qualifying performance was really no fluke, as he comes up close towards 130. He's made a move here before, but thinks better of it. Sam, 3 seconds again.
That's 6 seconds now, Sam.
You silly
move.
move.
You mess at.
He's got 5 seconds on Mike Wallace, so even if the race finished right now, he'd still be fine. He wouldn't be fine, but he wouldn't be in as much of a trouble as if it were a little bit later as Wilsey gets past Jamie for second.
He's got 23 laps to pull a second and a half.
Well, he's going to need a little bit more. Ray's retired. Safety car. This is perfectly timed for Sam.
Oh, Andy's in the pits. Papa's got him anyway. How did Ray crash out?
Well, let's go on board with Bish, so we can see at least where. Oh,
pit entry.
Pit entry. Must have either hit the wall or lost the rear maybe and gone into that gravel trap.
Yeah. Well,
Ray, oh my god, I was changing something on my wheel, I hit the pit wall, fuck's sake, is exactly what he's put in chat.
Oh, bless him.
Ouch. Easy mistake, but for the first time in UCR, we have a full safety car.
Yeah, it was only a virtual, wasn't it, earlier?
It was a virtual one earlier, and we didn't have one last round, despite the fact that we are an increased safety car, so you'd think there'd be a few more.
Yeah.
I was changing my EOS to overtake and I barely clipped the wall. That's insane. My wheel got knocked off.
Yeah,
Is
it's
the exact wording. Oof. Willsy almost losing it in the pit lane entry. Now these guys have got to be careful because, of course, you can get 10 seconds now instead of 5 for a pit lane speeding. That quite a few people last time around. Caught me out the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't actually expect. Yeah.
Touch wood. I've got a little bit more respect for the pit lane entry now because I don't want a 10-second penalty.
I think quite a lot more people have got that sort of respect now. Was like a Monaco wall tap on the swimming pool. Ouch. Yeah. That's not
Painful.
ideal. Yeah. But
Painful. He was having a good race, a really good race.
He was. It's all going to close up now, which is going to be
we'll probably
very,
be behind,
very interesting.
Yeah, we'll probably be behind the safety car for 3 laps with all these gaps. You've got Chronic Mace still 30 seconds behind Bish. And Bish is still in the pits. So Bish has just come out of the pits now. So Bish is 12 seconds behind Death. Mr. Bust is 14 seconds.
I'm trying to see who we've got on the lead lap.
Now
I think we've got 12 drivers maybe on the lead lap. Down to George Piastri. These guys do have a rule that if you have a lapped car behind you, where possible, of course, you let them through.
Yeah, same as ERC now.
Of course, obviously, if you can't, you can't. Not very much you can do about that. If there's no space, like at a Monaco.
Yeah, if it's Monaco, you just have to let the lap cars drop to the back.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just gets, without the space, it is absolutely terrible to try and pass, and there is no way you can actually do it safely. No
way, exactly. I thought it was starting to rain for a brief moment there.
I was as well. I was thinking, what?
Is it starting to rain in Suzuka? This is a big change.
Jinx just nearly piled into the back of the safety car.
Well, it is meant to be cloud, so that's going to be fun to deal with. It has got a little bit darker now. I think that's Sam making his way through the lap traffic now as well.
Yep.
He should be on his way. His teammates should be hopefully letting him through soon, I think.
He didn't quite overtake properly.
That's what I thought.
So he's had to give the place
probably
back.
Willsy then. There goes. Same thing happened again. I don't think Willsy was fully off track there.
No. Now he is.
There we go. Now he is. Do love a good rule.
Yep. Now, is Jinx going to get out of the way? Yes, he is.
Yes, he does. Lets it past.
Right.
Get past. So, I thought he was going to smash into that safety car, to be fair. I was worried for a second. Wouldn't have surprised me. Now, Mike Wallace is on the back of this. He's making his way through the traffic as well. So, Sam and Mike, very good friends, making their way through traffic in tandem, it seems. What are you doing? Get past the car! Stop watering your hanging baskets and get past him. How hard is it to pass a Mercedes? Actually, pretty tough. There he goes. Great. Right. Well, we're lap 32. These guys are going to come through to start lap 33. Looks like Jordan even has made it onto the back of the safety car train. So we've got 11 cars. Smorgasbord's not very far behind either, so we'll definitely have at the very least 12. And Gizmo is also coming through. So everybody, hopefully, will be on the lead lap. But let's take stock with 21 to go. Jinx ahead of Wheelsy, ahead of Jamie in 3rd place. Mitch in 4th, Maxi in 5th, Bust in 6th, then it's Death, Bish, Chronic Mace, Kieran, and then George. All of those are on the lead car train. Not very far behind is Small Girl in 12th, and then Bakey, Sambo, Mike Wallace, and Gizmo just have to try and catch up. And this safety car for Wilsey, I don't think could have come at much of a better time. Because he's been able to catch right up to the back of Jinx now. And of course, Jinx has got that penalty anyway, but Wilsey's got pace. He'll definitely be able to make use of it. Gary, are you there? Is Gary there? Says he is. Hello, Gary. We'll reconnect in a little bit. Safety car coming in this time around. Might do. And does do. So we're going to... Hello?
Oh, sorry, my headset, I've been struggling with my headset. It decided to disconnect.
Ah, lovely.
So I do apologise, I haven't been
That's
rude,
fine.
I've been trying to sort it out.
That's fine. I figured you weren't trying to be rude or anything. That's alright. Happens to the best of us.
Well, it's one of those.
Isn't it just... Right, safety car, restart, we go green, green, green. There's a bit of a problem for Wilsey on the exit of that triangle, so he's not going to be able to make a move into turn 1, you'd think. But we can see really anything happening here in UCR. Death getting very close to Mr. Bust a little bit further back, because again this midfield is staying really, really close to one another. As through the S's for the first time we go, we're on board with Mr. Bust in the Williams trying to get past Maxine. He's going round the outside of the S's. Here we go. Could we see that work? No, you can't. The back end snaps out, and we're under safety car once again. Are we? No, we're not. I can't tell.
Yes. It's still saying safety car.
It's still saying safety car, but the map's not yellow, and we're not seeing an actual safety car. So I'm honestly not sure what's happening. What I know is happening is Chronic Make's had a bit of a problem out of the Degners, and he's lost position. He's now in 12th place, and we are officially back to green flag running.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. Very weird.
Yeah, because it just popped up safety car and then no safety car. So what the bloody hell's going on?
EA in 2024. Not much else to say really on that.
Do you have to remind me?
I don't think we can be reminded enough.
Lock up for Jinx into the last chicane.
I'd just like to add also, I've just realised, 8 different constructors in the top 8.
Yes.
So, however they've done the allocations to the teams,
That's good.
fair cop, you've done well. You've done well there. Here's Mr. Bus trying around the outside of Maxi. Can't quite make it work through turn 3 as they head into the S's. Here are lap 35.
Wilsey is still chasing Jinx.
Surprised he hasn't been able to make that move yet.
Yeah. Where's my controller?
They're all on like lap 4, lap 5, lap 6, lap old mediums in that top 11. The only sort of major differences are Chronic Mace and Bakey are on 11 lap and 2 lap old hards respectively, but they've all sort of put on a set of tyres in the middle of that safety car.
Safety car. Well, at the start of it, really.
Yeah.
Chronic Mace. He's still on 11 lap old hards, and Sambo is a little bit out because he changed his tyre just before the safety car came out.
Almost had a bit of a tussle into the Cassius triangle to finish up lap 35. Here's Wilsey absolutely blasting past Jinx down the front straight. There was no contending that speed, I'm sorry, but that was one hell of a run out the final corner.
He also got the fastest lap at the same time.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah. So he's had a fantastic run through that one, plus being towed around, and that is a 130.0, 131.014. So that is an absolute corking lap.
Absolute monster of a lap.
Yeah, it is. Well, Jinx and Norris are 3 and 4 tenths difference from their fastest lap to Wills's fastest lap. Jinx is a 31.3 and Norris is a 31.4. But they are, if you quickly look at it, they are a tenth apart. So Jinx with a 31.387 and Norris with a 31.487. So
how perfect!
It's absolutely fantastically close.
It's as if it was meant to be. We're on board with Mr. Bust for 5th and 6th place. Mitch had not much of an exit out of Cassius Triangle. Both have DRS. They've got to be careful for Death as well as Jinx retakes the lead. Here we go into turn 1. Is Death going to be able to take 6th place? No, he's not. Mr. Bust getting very, very close to the back end of Mitch. In fact, he could even get past Maxi into the S's. Yes, he does. Does Mr. Bust squeeze his way in? He's still got the inside into turn 5. Through turn 6, they're still side by side through the S's here in Suzuka. You don't normally see this, and he's got it with a little bit of a contact and a nudge from the hat. He's actually got the move done.
That was awesome. That was nearly an off-track excursion to take that.
That was a brilliant move. I'm sorry, but you don't normally see moves lasting for that long through the S. Normally 1, maybe 2 corners. But it's rare, nigh on impossible to see a battle going all the way through the whole thing.
Yeah, and Minden's got to be careful now, bless him, because he's dropped 2 and a bit tenths off of Norris, but Mr. Bust is on the charge and he's under the 1 second marker. So Minden looks like he's struggling a little bit. He doesn't have the pace that he had before the safety car.
Changing the lead once again. Wilsey gets past normal Jinx. I'd also like to say, in the middle of all this, hi MK Motorsports. You've joined us. I think a perfect time.
Yes, welcome aboard, MK Motorsports.
Oh my goodness, couldn't have really been much of a better time for you to join. We've got 16 to go, and we still don't quite know how this is going to finish.
No, Maxi's just gone back past Mr. Bust down the main straight. Death is close to Mr. Bust, and Bish is bringing up the rear of that 5-car train. With Minden. Yeah, Minden. Well, Minden's just dropped out of the 1 second ahead of Maxi. Sorry. Maxi is 1.3 behind, so I do believe Minden has switched it up a bit.
Oh, we'll always take your opinion. We'll take any opinion. That's what chat's for. To voice your opinions and to ask questions. If you've got any questions, do let us know. I'm Casper. Chap alongside me is Gary, who seems to be thoroughly enjoying this race.
Oh yes, I am. So Norris is winning this. He's penalty free. If he can keep it, then it's his. Let's have a quick look at the penalties.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's
got
not.
the penalties
So
up as well.
yeah. So if he stays within 3 seconds, technically, probably under 2 seconds would be best. He will win. So,
But again, he needs to stay within that sort of 3 seconds of now normal Jinx, but sort of flip-flopping between Jinx and Wills. We did see another swap for, again on this last lap just gone. But if he can stay within that 3 seconds, very much so. But it's difficult. These pair have both got a lot of pace.
Yeah, he's dropped out of the 3 second mark. He's 3.1 at the moment. So
also, I've got good news for you because you're a fan of Sam. He's just passed Bakey for 13th place.
Oh, have it. I am going to go have a look. Good lad. And Mr. Chronic Mace is the only one that's touched 9-second penalties as well.
Oh, so we're not getting, thankfully, as many as we did last week. Because last week we had plenty. Side by side for the lead. Here we go. 3 Casio's triangle still on exit. Wilsey's got the advantage, but who's going to have the DRS as we come across the start-finish line? It's Wilsey, and he's ahead, so he's definitely going to pull away.
Yeah, he's going to pull away, and he's still got around about 40% ERS.
Yellows in the third sector. Looks like George had a bit of a problem through that final chicane. So he's dropped a little bit of time in position. He's down to 12th now.
Ooh. That's not good.
Oh, I'm still buzzing for the race you streamed for me yesterday. Well, I hope you enjoyed the GT race that was on here last night. If anybody does want to rewatch the GT race that was on last night, you can watch it now on Twitch. After this, though, let this finish, give it about 20 minutes. And then I think you can actually watch it now on YouTube as well. I don't know if Andrew's posted it or not yet, but it should be available within the coming days, if it isn't already.
Oh, so MK Motorsports is a GT.
Aha, yes.
Awesome.
I believe so. Yes. I might try and say that again just because we've got a bit of an ad break going on at the moment. Here we go, side by side into the chicane once again. Wilsey keeping the lead, but I think Jinx is going to have the DRS.
He does.
Take the run down the front straight into turn 1. 13 to go. Jinx retakes the lead. We could see Jamie here winning, actually. I wasn't sure if we would. If he does stay within that 3 seconds, and these two keep squabbling in terms of positions, who knows?
Who's that spun under the...
That's Mike Wallace in 15th place. Gizmo getting close, but not quite close enough for points. It is still top 15 for those points. 5.2 is the gap now between points and no points.
Ooh. Mike, I thought you were gonna get Bakey game in.
Yeah.
Oh, Norris is closed into that 3 second mark. He's only just outside.
Yeah, so he's 3 seconds almost off the back of Wilsey.
Yeah.
And then he's an extra half a second off the back of Jinx.
Yeah, so if he needs to take the win, he needs to be at least the 2 second mark just to be on the safe side. That's how you take the win. But at the minute he's 3.3 behind. Wilsey and Jinx are going down the straight again. Start finish straight. This is going to be another pass. So he's going round.
Pretty simple, pretty standard move that. And hello.
Yeah.
I think,
How did he get?
I think Kieran, you said it best. They probably were going to accumulate more penalties, and they have done.
Yes. So I don't know how he managed to get. He didn't go out, and he didn't go across the line. Oh, it was Jinx that got the penalty. I thought it was Wilsey.
Yes. It was Jinx. So Wilsey's got a little bit of extra sort of breathing room. But you still got to be careful for Jamie in third place.
Yes. So, Jinx, while saying that, Jinx will now drop behind Minden.
Ooh. Off the podium.
Yeah, he may even drop to 6th.
Could do. Well, let's look at leader. At the moment, yeah, he could drop to 6th.
Yeah, if you look at the time
Because
penalties,
he'd have 6.5-ish. Bust is 6.4.
Yeah.
Oh, Wilsey struggling into the chicane.
Yeah.
Are we going to see another round of this? He's just going to get past. Blast pass. Again, standard move here at Suzuka. But he's opening up a monster gap. It's almost already 7/10 of a second, 3/4 of a second.
Yeah. So, but Wilsey didn't use any ERS to defend. Doesn't need to.
I think he saw it coming.
Yeah, he saw it coming, but I don't think he's. I think he's playing the long game. There's 10 laps to go. So he's playing the long game, so I think he's like, I don't really need to challenge. He's got 6 seconds. I don't need to thrash my tyres, effectively.
As long as I can stay within 3 seconds of the car in front, and
Yeah.
more than 3 seconds,
3 seconds for the car behind,
then
it's a
I've
done
got
deal.
to win.
Yeah. Now that's the long game for you.
Not quite so long now, because they've only got 11 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If we're being pedantic.
yes.
And if you're liking what you're watching, Belgium is getting some more racing action on Sunday with the Masters coming in. Ooh, bit of a lock up there. I think for someone looks to be the Alpine of Sambo. No, not the Alpine of Sambo. The Gizmo. Sauber car. And then Monday night, Supercharged is back, round 2 of their 25% series. Oh, Wilsey getting very close to the back of Jinx, but again doesn't go for it. Mitch, however, getting past Jamie Norris for 3rd place.
And now they've dropped to 5 seconds.
They have dropped to 5 seconds, and Mitch has got that penalty as well. I think, is it 3 seconds or 6 seconds?
3 seconds.
3 seconds. 3 seconds. So he could be dropping down a position or 2.
Well, he'd only lose 1 position.
Possibly 2,
Norris.
depending how close Mr. Bust is.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, no. Bust is nearly a second off Death. And Death is half a second off Maxi.
Yeah, so
it's, yeah.
He'd still need to close in a little bit, but it's sort of theoretically possible.
Yeah, because Minden's
to
now pulled a second on Norris. So
yeah, but I don't think we can really take our eyes off this. He's still really close, is Wilsey. He's going to attack, I imagine, down the front straight. But we'll see what happens. Here he comes. Jinx defends. Wilsey takes the outside line, and again, it's a pretty standard pass. Mike, I've got no rear wing, gutted.
Oh, mate.
You were talking earlier about Sam not having enough rear wing. What about having no wing? How does that feel?
If you get rear wing damage around this track, it is horrible, to say the least. It is absolutely terrible. You need your rear wing, especially for 130R. You need your back end planted. The S is prime example. The amount
Yep.
of the multitude of direction changes that you need to do, you are not able to go flat out through them. So you're having to lift coast. You know what I mean? To control it, but definitely 130R, you're having to brake through a corner where you know for a fact you should be going flat out, and yeah, it's just terrible, especially if you've damaged your rear wing.
It's pretty significant then.
Yeah, even slight damages. It's this new game is an absolute pain. You can just get like a slight off color green rear wing damage from someone bumping you in the back, and yeah, you feel it almost immediately. You lose a bit of your top end speed, you lose a bit of stability, and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, it doesn't have to be a lot of damage, but if you do have rear wing damage, then it's not pretty at all.
So I'm just looking at Mike Wallace now. Does it have any visual damage? No, not really.
No, it won't show you visual damage on the rear wing.
No. It'd look cool if the rear wing was just sort of hanging off.
Yeah, like what's his name did Canada. Oh,
Checo.
Max Checo, yeah, he did. Drove down the bloody track with an unsafe rear wing. Yeah,
God, I
clever
know.
boy.
Absolute madman. Jamie's dropped back to about 6 seconds off of the back of Jinx, so sort of really set in third place at this point in time, unless Mr. Bust can pull something off. Meanwhile, starting lap 47, 7 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Who's really going to win this? Well, on the road at least.
Well,
Ooh, it's Jinx. Move done. Pretty standard.
yeah, it's Minden's. Ooh, didn't have enough to get past Norris. While these two are fighting, they are losing time to Jinx and Woolsey. So, Mr. Bust, I feel, if it stays like this, will get 4th place. Or we'll get 4th place, yeah.
Genuine question. In Jinx's situation, right? Like, he knows he's not going to win.
Yep.
Unless something drastic happens.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still desperately sort of want to win on the road?
Yeah, why not? It happened to me at Spa, where Bird, I had a 3-second penalty and Bird pinched it off me because he dropped into 2.8 seconds behind me. And I pretty much, crashed just at the back.
Ooh. Mike Wallace.
Death. Mr. Death. He's lost part of his front wing. He lost it out of spoon and hit the inside wall. I believe he's going into the pits.
He could very well do. And we know Death's got a lot of pace, although he doesn't. He's only got 6 laps. Could he sustain this as Mitch does get past Jamie Norris? That's for 3rd place on the road. But once penalties go through, it won't be quite that high as they go into the S's for the 48th time in this event.
Yeah. So I've had a fair few wins taken away from me. Mitch,
how painful is it? How painful is it when a situation like that happens and your win is taken away at the last minute by a penalty or something like that?
It's soul destroying. You work really hard to take a win. Now, the last one that was actually taken away from me by Mitch. We were at Qatar. We were both in Red Bulls, and I was unstoppable. The only issue that I had 12 seconds worth of pens, and then in the last sector of the last lap, I got my last 3-second pen to take me 15 seconds. So Mitch
pitched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mitch pinched it off me, and
Try saying that 5 times.
I can't. I still have PTSD of him taking that win. I was gutted. I was I was just absolutely unstoppable.
Back ahead of Mitch as well.
Yeah.
5 to go here in Suzuka. And if you're liking what you're seeing, we've got plenty coming for you over the next week before these guys come back to play in the sandbox. You've got Masters at Belgium. Sunday night, that'll be with Andrew and Mike Wallace, who is in 16th and out of the points. Not that I want to rub it in or anything, but that's where he is. Monday is going to be also with Mike at Supercharged. 2 25% sprint races coming your way. Not fully sure where. I think we're back in Europe for that one. Simtech F2. I think they're going into round 4 now. I'm not fully sure how all of that's going to work because they missed the race because of the Euros. I think they're going straight into round 4 now. Wednesday, Bahrain is the managers at ERC, and Thursday the 100 as well. That'll be on Extra 2, and Simtech on Extra as well. No GT racing this week, but this coming week, but round 2 of the GT Championship will be the week after. I think it will be on the 18th, and I will confirm exactly where that is for you shortly.
And Minden is shaping up Norris for another pass. Is he going to take the inside, or is he going to go outside? He's gone for the inside line.
And they're still too wide, and Jamie's got the better grip, tries to hang around the outside, but he still holds the inside line into turn 3, and he's got the better drive out of that second corner, and he does take 3rd place. Mike Wallace, 50 laps in at 53, picks up a 3-second penalty.
No way.
No. Yes, wait, he just picked one up. And
Papa,
just quickly...
No, Papa, come on.
Just quickly, the GT will be back on July the 18th at Silverstone. That's where it's going to be. As there's a Haas, that'll be Bakey moving out the way.
Yeah, getting out the way. This train of cars coming through is awesome. So you've got Norris, Minden, Maxi, Mr. Bust. Death has dropped off 5 seconds, but I believe that's because of his front wing issue. Still driving with half his front wing. He's got one side, not the other. So I'm just concentrating.
He might pit if he breaks the other side.
Yeah, and Wilsey has now done a 30.3. He is picking up the pace, and he has dropped Jinx to a 2nd.
We're on board with Maxi side by side with Mitch and Jamie again. Jamie holding the outside line. They're going into turn 3. Mitch has the better drive, takes the outside line through the 3rd corner, goes deep into 4th, and then through the 5th and the 6th, he goes back onto the de facto racing line, and Mitch takes 3rd. Now, could Jamie be running out of grip here? He hasn't been able to keep it close to Mitch as he has been in previous runs through the S's. So, could he be losing 3rd place here?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because he's closed up again now. Mace with another. Sam is about to be lapped, I believe.
Quite possibly. Which also, Sam in 13th place. That's not a bad run for Sam.
No, it's not. His car looks pebble dashed, so he's definitely he's been in the wars today. Bless
You
him.
can see the position changes on your screen now as well. As Sam moves out of the way, Julia's out of as many of these cars as he can. In fact, he goes very much off the track, and it's almost side by side as they head into Cassia's triangle. And down the front straight here we go for the penultimate time. Under full lap conditions. Jamie in the slipstream. Can Maxi get past as well? There's one car. Can the Haas hang around the outside? So almost alongside is Maxi. Can't quite make that work though.
No, this is a really good battle. I'm sorry, but I can't take my eyes off it. I've been sat here for the last 7 or 8 laps just watching this battle. It's like the two in the front. Yeah, you deal with those two. I'm looking at these lot.
I'll have that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Minden
Can't blame you. It's a good battle.
No, Minden going into the Degnas is like quite under the rear wing of Norris. I thought he would try and make a pass into the hairpin, but he hasn't. Now is he going to make a move into 130R or even dive?
We have seen moves into 130R plenty here tonight. So, we could very well be seeing exactly that as the top two come through the final chicane to start the final lap for a race that's been very sort of topsy-turvy, where everything has happened possibly other than rain.
Yeah. Or a hurricane, one of the two.
Yeah. Still falls under rain though. Here's Mitch. Down the inside, is still alongside. Can Maxi get past? Bust's also trying to look to get alongside. It's 2x2 here in Suzuka. Bust has got ahead of Maxi now as well. They're still 2 wide into the S's, through the 4th, into the 5th. Almost contact. Jamie spun! Jamie, for what was a certain 3rd place, he's lost the car, lost the podium, and lost what seems to be a top 5, and now he's got an extra 20-second penalty for a severe collision with Sambo, who is 6 positions behind where he is and a lap down. What an end to this race he has had.
Wow. He just reversed back onto track, and middle of the track, Sambo had nowhere to go. Straight into the back of him.
Well, the man who picked up pole position by 0.6 of a second with a 1:27.4, an absolutely stellar lap, says Gary. Puncture early in the race, not going to stop him. Wilsey, the Welshman, across the line, loses the car and wins in Suzuka in absolute brilliant style. 3rd isn't going to be Mitch, but 3rd on the road for the Mercedes. 4th place for Mr. Bust is a brilliant result. Maxi in 5th place as well. Death picks up 6th for, well, kind of what could have been, really. A bit of front wing contact. Never ends well. Sambo finishes the race in 14th place once penalties are ticked through. And then Jamie. What happened there?
I don't know. Well, he's definitely going to keep 8th.
Yeah.
But he lost his.
He's not going to be happy.
No, I don't think he would be.
He is not going to be happy. And the thing is, it was a smidge of contact, right, with Mitch.
Yeah. Front tyre, rear
spin.
tyre. Yeah, rear tyre to front tyre, that will do.
And then the 20-second penalty, we didn't see the incident, unfortunately.
I did.
But, oh my word. He really is going to be gutted when he sees this replay. I assume this is Andrew. But he's absolutely going to be gutted once he sees the replay.
I was on board with Norris, and he reversed onto track, and then he was parked in the middle of the track, and Sambo just went smack straight to the back of him.
Driver of the day, Gary?
I would have to say the winner.
Yeah.
Having a puncher, like qualifying was absolutely fantastic. You can't fault it. And then getting a puncher halfway, well, lap 12, 13?
Somewhere around about that, yeah.
Yeah, got a puncher, dropped to near on last. No, it wasn't,
Pretty
was it?
much,
It was,
yeah. He was pretty far back. He was like, it was mid.
He was outside the top 10. He was outside
Yeah.
the top 10.
He
and
was
then
also on screen, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's come back in. He's done a fantastic recovery drive. Yeah, it's just been showcasing his skills.
Yeah,
So-
I'd have to agree there, mate. I'll be honest. That was one hell of a race from him. Next live is going to be Sunday with the Masters in Belgium, which, if the 100 of the managers is anything to go by, is going to be a pretty damn good race. Supercharged on Monday. 2 races, 25%. Bit of sprinting. Why not? We're back in Europe for those 2 events, I believe. Simtech round 4 is for the F2 on Tuesday. Managers in Bahrain this week is ERC. That'll be on Wednesday on the main channel. Thursday on Extra, Simtech F1 round 4. And on Extra 2 is going to be the ERC 100 at Bahrain as well. Meanwhile, join us next week, where I think we've got a sprint event coming your way. The first of 3 sprint races for UCR is going to be next week, I believe. But
tempting.
ooh, indeed. So be sure to join us then. But in the meantime, it's goodbye from him.
Bye-bye.
And it's goodbye from me as well. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.